By the last round, we had 100% accuracy in beginner level telepathy. It's contact with non-human intelligence. My journey with it was both profoundly beautiful and then also invasive and manipulative. Sound is the medicine of the future. Edgar Casey, this is the future. We're here, sound is the medicine now.
Yeah.
I really want to instill in people's hearts and minds that true disclosure happens within you.
And Shelly Reef, we're live. Thank you so much for having me down. We're in San Diego today, guys. Shelly, this is wonderful. It's such a pleasure to be able to see you again. We met here in San Diego just a few months ago at the Transcendence Conference. You were having a good day, and I got to play assistant.
I would say technically I was having a bad day, and you saved me.
That's really sweet. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I got to reprise the role of Shelly's assistant. So we had a lot of fun. And here we are once again in San Diego. And I think I wouldn't say full circle, but I'm really excited to be sitting down with you. You're doing some very cool things. Just a high level for anybody who's not familiar. Shelly, you teach telepathy of all things. And I say that with a little bit of a wow to my voice. I'm familiar with your sound healing modalities. The sound bath you gave while we were at Transcendence was one of my favorite parts. And I will stop the flattery soon.
Thank you.
I promise. So, would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself, and then we can get into some of the questions?
Yeah, you know, it's funny, after all of these years, when I get that question, I still get caught up.
There's a little freeze up, right?
There's a little freeze up because it took me a long time to understand why, because I'm not a shy person, but at the foundation of it is contact.
Sure.
And contact is something that is really hard to talk about. It's behind the sound healing. It's behind, I was a creative person in my former life, all those New York City years I was telling you about.
Right.
You know, I got there because I had this kind of savant-ish creativity, and definitely didn't have the education that everyone else had or the history. I just kind of knew how creative things came together. And I wound up having a really illustrious career in New York City for all those years. And I understand now, when I have traveled far enough in this lifetime to have retrospection, to be able to look back, that it's the contact that I've been having since I was a child that has kind of instilled all these bigger picture perspectives in me. That have helped me in my career, probably not helped me in romantic relationships. Personal relationships, absolutely, because I've come to really love people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
Yeah. So it interwove with the sound healing, and then the telepathy. There was a point where I understood that it became clear to me that I was having more intuition or telepathic moments than other people. I always thought that when I was young that everyone was like that. And I was then became one of the first aerial yoga teachers in the world. I was with an aerial performance company in New York City for 15 years. And after we burned out, as you do.
Like you do.
We were like the for-hire Cirque du Soleil. So after we burned out and had done the Grammys, the Olympics, the White House, everything, and every corporate industrial.
How am I just now learning this?
Under the sun. It's been a wild ride. But the thing is, when I look at it, I really take it all back to contact.
Right.
There's a broad view perspective of life that gets instilled with contact that allows you to walk through life as an observer.
And when you're referring to contact, elaborate if you don't mind. I don't want to make
Come
assumptions
on,
or
you
say that
know.
I know. I don't know who else knows. We all know. Wink, wink.
It's contact with non-human intelligence, for lack of a better way to put it. And my journey with that has been polarized, just like
Sure.
life on Earth is very polarized. Um, we're getting some dazzling displays of that right now in our lifetime. So my journey with it was both profoundly beautiful and of the light and pure and pristine, and then also invasive and manipulative. And so there were these two sides of it. And so there's this side, the side that we don't want, and that's where time loss comes into it, and high strangeness, which we can talk.
Yep.
We can talk about. And then there's the other side, which is just like daily contact with beautiful light source. And that's been with me since childhood.
Yeah.
So, and that's been consistent. I don't go into a day ever without connecting to that light.
Okay.
And so I have both, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
It's all there. And, as time passed on, I was like, well, is it really that bad? I'm here, I'm alive, I'm thriving, I'm fine. It's traumatic to have those missing times, and the windows of high strangeness are not fun. But the more that I do inner work to become sovereign, and that's where teaching telepathy comes into it.
Yeah.
Right? So the telepathy was very much shown to me. After teaching aerial yoga, I realized that I really wanted to go deeper into the guided meditation and the meditation aspects of it. I just wanted to hang people in the hammock like a pod, like a floating womb.
Like a cocoon.
Yeah, like a cocoon, and play my instruments and take them on the deepest guided meditation they could ever go on. And I started realizing, well, this is actually a form of very benevolent hypnosis.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
A hypnosis to align them with their high self. And then the rest, then I'm like, well, I'm going to start teaching meditation and see what happens. And it would come through me while I was teaching in classes, the telepathy techniques, and I started playing with it. And I've been doing it for 15 years. And I just have to get this in so we don't forget. But I did one 2 weeks ago, I guess, a live one
You
here
mentioned this, yeah.
in Encinitas. And it's a 5-hour class. It started as a 5-day retreat. And then I kept like whittling it down for access. And now it's just like, I can
nice
get in
focus.
and get it done. My motto is always, why mess around?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So in 5 hours, we had 8 people. And by the last round, we had 100% accuracy in beginner level telepathy.
Which is fascinating because it seems like that is a dramatic statement and number. Like, is that out of the norm for your courses or the people you're teaching?
Yeah. There was a big jump.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with right now on Earth. I think, that the frequencies of Earth is shifting as our sun changes, and we're bombarded all the time. And here's 3i Atlas just in time.
Sure.
And there's so much going on in our atmosphere that is invisible to us, in our fishbowl.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, we're swimming in very different atmosphere.
And it does feel like something has been shifting. And anyone that we speak with, at least in the space that we're working in, everybody to a person is saying that something is happening. Like there's this sort of raising, depending on the language you choose, a raising of the vibration, an awakening, greater awareness. We're moving towards what people think will be disclosure. all of these things are sort of happening all at once right now, all at the same time that we're exploring AI and what consciousness means as a species.
Yeah.
And I think that is clearly having ramifications on the way we look at ourselves. And here we are.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, can I say something about disclosure?
Please.
So disclosure technically is the moment that our governments finally come out and say,
Yeah.
hey, it's real.
Yeah.
But I really, as an experiencer, I really want to instill in people's hearts and minds that true disclosure happens within you. And real disclosure is the moment that you know it's real, not the government, because the government's, come on.
Fair.
The government's the government. Why would we look to the government, even if they came out with something and we would say, yay, they told us the full, whole truth of everything.
They have something land on
knew.
the White House lawn and something comes out and we're not sure if it's an AI generated video, or we're not sure. Like none of that counts, I think.
Yeah, isn't it convenient that now that we're finally talking about...
Not to put on my tinfoil.
Yeah. We should have made the...
We should have.
Well, I know.
It's too late.
It's too late now. Yeah, it's way too late. It's
way too late.
In life, in general, yeah.
Yeah, we've all been hit. It's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, isn't it convenient that just as people are starting to talk about government disclosure, that now we're in the era of deep fake?
Oh, I know.
And so no one will really know anyway. That's why, disclosure happens in the individual. And it's the moment that you see and you feel and you know that there's more.
Yeah. And
the way into that is through practice of becoming aware of and the master of your own subtle awareness, and opening up the doors within you, learning how to navigate the different areas of your mind, and having practices every single day that you do. It's so important. It's like, think of it like a yoga practice, Yogis they do yoga every single day. And the reason is you wake up, you do your meditation, and in your meditation, you say, oh, wow, I'm really distracted today. Or, oh, wow, I'm really dialed in, or I am just receiving today.
Right.
And then you know where you are. And then you do your physical practice and you say, wow, yesterday I could do that whole big move. And today I'm only halfway there. What's going on? And then you know where you are for that day. And then you go into your day being from that place.
And you had mentioned that you start each day by accessing that light, that beautiful awareness. I think we have time for this. How do you tend to do that for yourself? How do you find that space?
It's the most important thing to talk about, because I could sit here and tell all the stories of all of my encounters and this desert and that thing and the light and
I could give it a clickbaity title, but I won't.
And you could go,
oh yeah, I could we won't. Yeah.
We won't.
No.
We won't, because what we want to detract from is the
sensationalism.
Thank you.
This is the experience of life that we all have the opportunity to have. I don't want to use that frame, but there is a normalization of things, but there's also allowing yourself to appreciate it for yourself rather than trying to force everybody else into shock and awe and then forgetting about it in the next cycle.
It's like the way it is now. I have a feeling that, someone will come out with something real and it will be shock and awe.
Yeah. And
it will be like the drones in New Jersey in like 2 months. Everybody's on to the next thing,
Yeah.
And we're like, but that's it. That's what we waited for our whole life. And it's here now, but...
And now we're still paying mortgages and taxes. Nothing changed. Huh. Sorry, I'm distracting us.
Okay,
and
back to the question. The question was,
How do you go about that process of accessing the light each morning and finding? I look at it as a gratitude practice, but that's mine. I don't know what yours is.
gratitude is the highest frequency you can access. So that's it. Gratitude.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's a wrap, gang. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
See you later. Bye.
We've unlocked you.
Da-da-da.
Yeah. So how do you go about
Okay.
in a way that maybe not everybody's familiar with? It's
Ah,
an interestingly diverse audience.
okay.
How do you access gratitude and
And
in your
the
daily?
connection with the light.
Yes.
Okay. So I wake up like everyone else, and what I don't do is get out of bed.
Mm.
I reset my alarm,
Mm.
and right now I'm on 17 minutes.
Okay.
I used to do it. It used to be an hour, but I find that if I fall back asleep, that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I will fall back asleep once, but that sleep usually isn't deep sleep. It's more of an astral travel
Got it.
or a theta.
Okay. More of a hypnagogic space.
Yeah, lots of dream time coming in, and then my alarm goes off, and I set it again, another 17 minutes.
Okay.
And different people have different times. It's been 11 minutes, and it's been 33.
Sure.
I like the auspicious numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't get out of bed every morning until I have communion with. Is it high self? Is it light beings? Is it benevolent intelligence? Is it angels?
Right.
Is it God, source?
Right.
What is it? I think we'll know when we leave these bodies and return back. And I always tell everyone, I am going to do my best to come back and tell you everything.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So I soften my mind and go within. And there's a place in the mind to go to. And I love sharing this. So we're very familiar. We're a little too familiar with the frontal lobe these days because we are in the age of manifestation.
Yeah.
Everything for the last 15 years. Manifest everything. Manifest retreats, manifest abundance retreats, manifest this, manifest that. And visualize what you want. You have to visualize. Well, all that visualization happens here in the frontal lobe. And that's great because it's a great thing to do. When you visualize here, the rest of your mind becomes silent and you become very focused and you can visualize what it is you're wanting to get at. But that's not the place where the outside source comes through. The easiest way to say it is the frontal lobe is where we visualize, and the pineal is where we receive visualizations, receive intuition, inspiration. That's where we receive channeling. That's where we truly connect with high self. Because when we're connected with high self or source or whatever it is, and they can be different. For some people, they're all the same.
However we choose to identify it, it's almost irrelevant outside of it having meaning to us, is the way I see it.
Yeah.
I know.
I
got there.
Yeah. That's brilliant. It is. It is. It's not about, I'll watch so much on YouTube and it can get so technical, and it's really about simplifying.
I think so.
It's about simplifying. It's because the more we simplify, the more we come into the true essence of human.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to get to play in the big picture out here until we become fully human.
Oh, that's an interesting way to put it. Okay.
Yeah. So there's one more thing I do in the morning that people might like. Yeah. And by the way to the pineal is if you're thinking about time, your body, your environment, or if you're thinking about, your list of things to do for that day, you're not there.
No.
And if you're intentionally visualizing, if you're in the state of I want, I need, I have to see this, right? I'm calling my guides, I have to see them now. You're not there,
No.
right? We soften, and it's almost like a falling back. The pineal's in the center,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So you soften and go there, and then you allow yourself to be shown. That's
Yeah.
when you're there. And so every day I go outside in the sun, bare feet on the earth, and I hold my bottle of water and I say my morning prayers or intentions into that water. But every day, especially now that
Mm-hmm.
with the sun being all cuckoo and changing everything for us, but I've been doing this for probably 20 years, right?
Oh, wow.
I'll hold the bottle so that the sun shines in it, and I say, infuse this water with the light codes of this day.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So that as I drink this water into my body, I become acclimated with the frequency of Earth right now.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we walk out like pretending everything's okay while we're being bombarded with a G3 magnetic storm, right?
Right.
Like, we are electric. And so, our fishbowl has changed. The water in the environment in our fishbowl has changed.
It's funny. I'm thinking about this. The cynic in me says if I'm going out on a cloudy, snowy day in Northeast Ohio, I'm not getting that sun. But I think the point is also taking the energy of what's around you, right? So here in San Diego or Encinitas, yeah, you got that blessing.
Okay,
Getting
yeah.
here the other day, I was pretty happy.
All right, yeah, I get it. There's more. I lived in Iceland for a while, so
So you get it.
I really, really get it. And let me tell you, when it's winter and there's about 2 hours of barely light
Yeah.
in the wintertime, I'm outside during those hours. It's okay. The sun, it diffuses. It's
Okay, cool.
everywhere. So if it's a cloudy day,
That's what I was
if
wondering.
it's snowy, if it's raining, it's still light. It's not dark out like it
Yeah.
is at night. And so it's okay. You can ask that,
Okay, cool.
that light, just have that intention. We all know about Emoto-san and his water experiments.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I do. And you do. If I think we have enough time to talk about that a little bit.
You don't need to catch that plane.
Oh
We can
my
talk
God.
all day.
Oh my God, I know, and we will. And also, yeah, thanks, Shelly. And also, this is where people are sending happiness or positive vibes, or however we want to look at it, into the water as they flash freeze it, and you get certain shapes and colors. And when they send their anger or their frustration or their anxiety, it forms these very strange, sometimes yellow, brackish gray. And this is all from the same water source. If y'all haven't seen this, please go look at it. It's fascinating. At least the suggestion of what is happening is fascinating.
I believe it's Emoto is the last name of the scientist. Masaru, I think, is his
I
first.
think you're right. I have to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's
we
it.
can put a note in the show notes.
So you saw my keynote.
I did.
So in my keynote, we take a little progression and we start out with Emoto-san's beautiful water crystals.
Yep.
Water that he blessed with, I love you or some beautiful sentiment.
Right.
And it turns into these beautiful, really balanced, like snowflakes.
Yeah.
These crystals, they're so beautiful. And then the next slide that I show is of cymatics.
Yeah.
And cymatics is when they take a metal plate and put salt or sand on it and put a speaker underneath it and play different frequencies, tones.
Right.
And it's incredible how the sand on the plate creates these beautiful geometric patterns.
Sometimes they almost look like the flower of life when it
Yeah.
comes to some of those images, the shapes, the
Yeah.
geometric structures.
They do. And those specific shapes, the cymatic shapes are a little bit, they're unique.
Okay.
And you can see them in hieroglyphics, in Egyptian hieroglyphics. So then we look at those, and then it goes to the next slide, and it's those same cymatic shapes, but they're red because it's Stanford University. Yay, Stanford. They do the coolest stuff.
They do.
They're so cool. Stanford University using tone,
Mhm.
using sound, right, to create healthy heart tissue in heart
Right.
patients.
Right.
And so we are at that next level now. Sound is the medicine of the future. Edgar Casey.
Yeah.
This is the future.
We're
We're
there.
here. Sound is the medicine now.
Yeah.
And so hence that's why, I have been so drawn to the sound. There's a lot of reasons I've been drawn to the sound. So in my contact experiences, when there's about to be like a really strong contact, the kind that might make me lose time,
Right.
or things go into in the industry, we have that term high strangeness.
Yep.
Yep. I learned everything I know from Ian Halling of Earth Files. Linda Moulton Howe and
Yep.
Ian Halling were the first ones to really kind of crack me open, which was only 3 years ago. I was in high denial. I was in intentional denial.
Yeah.
I knew it was all happening, but I also knew that if I didn't talk about it, the negative stuff, if I didn't talk about it, I didn't focus on it,
Yeah.
because we are powerful creators as humans, right? That doesn't just work in your immediate environment. It also works universally.
Yeah.
I found that if I really practiced, and that's why so much of my life has been very monk-like, and I almost checked myself in the monastery, but I backed out at the last minute. I have over 30,000 hours of meditation under my belt in this life, because I've been meditating since I was a little kid. And I think it's because sovereignty is so important to me, because I'm prone.
Right.
And I want to be in charge. And so when I was 29 years old, I had a big event in the Joshua Tree Desert with other people. And because there were 5 other people, I said, oh, I'm not making all this up. It's actually happening. Here's witnesses. And then shortly after that, there was another event with 6, I keep denial, 6 hours of lost time.
Oh, wow.
In Big Sur.
Okay.
And then I said, oh, I'm not curious. I don't want to know. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore, right? I couldn't even read Whitley Strieber. Everybody's like, you have to read Whitley Strieber's book. I
can see how that would be hard.
He's like Grandpa Whitley. I love him. I love giving him big hugs.
Yeah. And I can see why that would be difficult if you're in that space.
Triggering.
Very.
Yeah. So that's when I got really into the daily meditations, the incantations, the focus, creating sovereignty in my energy field, right? I have come to know my energy field very well, and when there's interference in it. For this reason, and everyone can do that. That's not me because I'm special. That's me because I focused on it. And I think that we get to play in the big universe when we, humanity as a collective, all start to be aware of our inner terrain, of our energy fields, because when we do that, there's a natural compassion. You can't be in connection with your own energy field and see other people's beautiful auras and energy fields and harm and still cause harm to others.
Yeah.
That's when the shift comes. That's when we get to play. That's why it's important that people stop watching all of this sensationalistic and fear-based things. So there's a through line of sound in my contact experiences. There's a vibration that comes into my chest and this sound. And I thought that it was just me until this year.
I speak with people all the time who talk about the tone.
You do?
Or oh, yeah. And it isn't always, it depends on what, frankly, it seems to be independent of what sort of contact or experience they have. A lot of people describe a tone. Even as they're moving into various meditation states, a tone will start to go, like a buzz or a hum or a ringing.
Yeah.
And then things start to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. The ringing in the ear, and very often it's kind of like the ear closes off.
Every once in a while, you
There's
get a little.
a second of silence,
Yes.
and then followed by a tone.
Yep.
And a lot of people, and I agree, really believe that that's when there's a connection. There's something like, stop what you're doing, pay attention, listen. What did I just think?
Right.
What was that? There's something coming in.
Yeah.
All right. So earlier this year, I was at the first ever Psy Games.
How did we not meet there? I was there.
What?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Shout out Hakeem.
Hakeem, our man.
Love you, brother.
Dude, you
Yeah.
did it. He did it.
Yeah.
He did. I remember the last day of that conference, no one wanted to leave.
No.
They couldn't kick people out of that hotel. No one wanted to go home. It was the most cohesive family vibe of 300 people I think I've ever felt in my life, because everyone, there was a sense of, it's not just me, I'm not
Right.
alone, and there's so many of us. And then there were the institutes that were there.
Yep.
And so it was really grounded. In no way was that a circus.
No.
There
no,
was
in
the
fact, he was
opposite.
exactly.
It was-
Large parts of it were to make it accessible to people who don't have the experiences or any exposure to it. And I talk about this a lot, but there were some folks that I knew that came with zero trust or belief and thinking y'all are crazy. Then they would see things happen. We all saw Dahlia, Dr. Tarrant, who I had. Boy, I'm just going to list my guests. But these people who are making it accessible and showing how or why or that something is happening, instead of just trust me, bro.
Yeah, it's this magic moment when science is kind of getting behind it and able to show. Because before it's just been like, I see these things in my head.
And disconnecting it from experience and calling it imagination. And sure, we all have great imaginations, but that doesn't mean that everything that we're seeing or feeling or closing our eyes and getting flashes of is something that we're making up whole cloth. There's a discernment, I think, that's necessary.
Yeah.
I'm still working on that.
Oh, you're doing great.
Thank you.
I mean, you received enough intuition to be the one to be the golden thread that weaves all of us together through your podcasts.
I'm not used to flattery. Thank you. That's my job.
You literally blushed. That's really cute.
Oh, shoot, did I? I might still be. I'm sorry.
Now even more.
Okay.
On your own, apologies, on your own podcast. Yeah. All right.
Thank you, Shelly.
We'll come out of the flattery. I'll go back to my story.
Yes, Les.
Okay. So, I was at the Psy Games. I was at the bar mixing protein powder into coffee.
Nice.
And this young gentleman comes up to me and says, "What is that?" And I tell him, and I start chatting, and it turns out it's Chris Bledsoe Jr.
Of course.
And so then we're chatting and talking about, just like experience and this and that. And then we walk over and run into Alan Steinfeld, who says, "What are you guys doing? Let's go get lunch."
Of course
and we're
he
like,
did.
"Okay, of course." So the three of us went to get lunch. And I can't remember how the conversation really unfolded, but Chris and I were sharing about our contact experiences. And one of us said, "And there's always a sound." And the other one said, "Me too."
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay, there's this vibration that comes into my chest and there's this sound." And he said, "Me too." And I said, "What's your sound?" And he said, "Wah, wah, wah, wah." And I said, "Oh my God, my sound is wah, 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 wah." And then we joked because it's like the girl wah, 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 and the boy wah, wah, wah.
Yeah.
The boy one,
Oh, I get
It's
you.
kind of funny.
I'm not going to wah-wah right now.
For both of us, if I had my crystal bowls, so we'll come back to those in a second. For both of us, it was the first time that either of us had found someone else who was experiencing the vibration right here,
Mm-hmm.
and that it overcomes the entire body. It's a full body vibration that is very much centered here.
Yeah.
and the sound.
Yeah.
And I think it was a big moment for both of us. And since then, I've been talking about it more and more people. Ian Halling is finding people because I'm writing about it in my book.
Right.
And, Ian's bringing me people who have the same experience. And I understand now, okay, the night in the Joshua Tree Desert, that sound was the whole night.
Oh, wow.
And I described it as the sound of the universe turning. And from that moment forward, I kept, because it sounded like space, like wah, 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 wah,
Okay.
wah, wah. It was like that the whole night. I was just listening to it. And then
There's a term for that. Okay.
there was that big event with 5 other people. And then I looked for that sound. I think it's why I got so involved in the dance music industry, because there's all those kind of moogie synth sounds
Yes.
that I love, and I became a professional dance music scene dancer, and traveled the world with like big DJs and stuff.
What a life.
Dancing, because I had to be with that music, had to be with it. It was the only thing I could find. And then I found the crystal bowls.
Yeah.
And it's not the white frosted ones. The white frosted ones, the thicker ones, they're the white frosted ones. Those are mass produced to be either a 432 or a 440 hertz.
Yep.
And they're very flat in tone, and their resonance doesn't last a long time.
Okay.
The crystal alchemy bowls, they're the colored ones.
Yeah.
Right? They have alchemies in them. They're ridiculously expensive.
I felt nervous taking things out of your car. Yes. Yeah.
Did I give you the?
You did.
Did I give you the bag of crystal?
And I said,
thing?
"Oh, okay."
Because if you tell someone, oh, it's fragile.
Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
There's
a guy.
so much I could say about that moment when you saved me like a knight in shining armor. I remember the moment of saying, "Here are my car keys, person that I don't know at all."
Yeah. Yeah. I know. And then I parked it somewhere you couldn't find it for a minute. Sorry about that.
No, that was great. That was great.
Yeah.
Everything went wrong that morning until I got on stage, and then everything went right, because that's the way.
That's how it works.
That's how it works.
And I do want to touch on that, as well as something you had said right at the beginning about the challenging moments. Let's call them the challenging experiences, and how those seem to have been just as important upon reflection as you achieve the capacity to look back on it and say, "Oh, I needed this." I don't always, there's a little bit of a grudging thank you, right?
Yeah.
Sitting back and saying, "Oh, okay, if I hadn't had that experience, I would not be here where I am with the perspective that I have." And maybe that's important. Maybe that's important. We don't know, but I think it is.
Thank you. That's a brilliant insight and question. I appreciate you for that. At this point, I appreciate both sides of the spectrum equally. Yeah. It's like life, We all had that first, well, not everyone, but most people have like a first disastrous relationship at some point.
Yes.
And that's how we learn what we don't want. And there's so many people out there who are, they're UFO enthusiasts. They're very excited about it, and they're like, "Oh, you've been abducted. I'm so jealous." And I'm like, that's kind of like saying, "Oh, you were in an abusive relationship. I'm so jealous."
Right. And there's a psychology to that. There's a desire to be included in something that seems bigger than us.
Yeah. I think it's understanding what you don't want, so that then you build yourself in the way that attracts what you do want.
Yeah.
And then when what you don't want shows up, you recognize it. And I think that's the real gold in it, right now, as as the universe is seemingly opening up to us more, this ability to recognize what we don't want and say no to that, but to also teach other people how to do that. Because you don't want to be one of those people saying, I want to be abducted. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, you really don't. And it'd be better to understand that ahead of time and really go for gold, go for the, who would you rather hang?
Live your life.
Yeah,
Live your life the way it shows up and find your way through it. If that does not involve non-human intelligence contact, okay, cool. That's not your path today.
Yeah. And if you are wanting that and opening yourself to it, then go to CE5s or go with Chris Bledsoe to,
do a skywatch.
A skywatch.
See some wild things.
Did
you do the one at the Sci Games?
Yes.
Were you okay? You were out there too. You saw the.
I was with Dahlia and Lidu.
Oh, amazing!
Oh my! And Suzanne from the Ascension Retreats.
Yep.
Yeah.
Suzanne Ross. Yeah.
Suzanne Ross. Yeah. Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was also at Contact in the Desert at his Skywatch, and it was very cloudy. I love Chris. I'm from Kansas.
He's
a Midwestern.
Such a cool guy. Yeah.
And he comes out, and you don't know what to expect. If you've never done one before, you don't know Chris, right? You're expecting some, some slick guy to come out,
no.
and, like take control and take charge, and Chris comes out, and he is, all right, people. Ain't
flannel
nothing
jacket
gonna happen.
Yep.
Till you silence your minds and drop into your hearts. So let's all just get into our hearts now.
That's a good Chris
And
voice.
then thank you.
Yeah.
And then the clouds part and the UFOs show up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, wait, what is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that night was cool because Berkeley was there.
Oh, right.
Doing
There's always somebody.
Yeah, so that they can discern. There are these programs, devices, apps, whatever it is, where they can see exactly what's in the sky at any
Positions
given time.
of satellites, flight overhead.
Yeah, because now that there's more satellites, those are the things that we can see that are moving and not blinking like an airplane.
Right.
Yeah. But when they zigzag or when they come in and they power up and get really bright and then just disappear.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
And there was a lot of that in Charlottesville as well, which was wild because that was a very busy airspace. There were some surprises.
What I was referring to in my mind.
Got it. I'm sorry. I was still on Contact in the Desert. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's so much cool stuff happening, and we can experience these things. We just have to go find it. And you don't have to go out to find Chris Bledsoe either. You can go out and find an empty sky. That's right. And just say hi.
Just say hi.
There are ways, I'm not going to go through processes and ways the internet exists. And it seems to be largely about gratitude. Again, coming right back to it. I know Chris likes to use some prayer and Bible verses.
Yeah.
Other people like to just project gratitude.
Yeah.
It seems to be whatever works for you as the person that's believing in these things.
Yeah. But it's never focusing on gray aliens coming down to.
Doesn't seem. Well, I can't say it doesn't, but it doesn't seem to be. Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be.
Yeah.
No. It's always a focus on gratitude, light, love. Mm-hmm. Chris is a very religious man, and so he brings, he brings more of the religion side into it.
Yep.
And it works beautifully.
Yeah.
But this is where we want to go. This is the future that we want to have on Earth.
Yeah.
Right? We want to have that really cool future where we're sustainable, we're taking care of each other. There's plenty of food, shelter, clean water, right? We're taking care of our animals, we're taking care of nature, right? We're living in harmony with the earth. That's when we have graduated, and that's when we get to really be a part of the galactic family. Until then, they're just watching us saying, oh, they did it again.
I mean, we have our nature. It's fine. But that idea of harmony does seem to be a part of it. And I don't want to be a naive, we're all going to clasp hands and sing Kumbaya.
No.
But there's an acknowledgement, I think, of the beauty in everything and everyone, even the things we don't like or agree with. Like, this all comes back to the lessons that we learn and allowing us, as you said, to perceive that which we do not want to be a part of our experience and finding ways to make it. Because I can't just not pay my taxes right now. There are ramifications. We've all seen it. And at the same time, there are ways to find a harmony within the space where we are at the moment. And it's an interesting challenge once you've sort of gone through and seen things, trying to decide what's important again.
Yeah. There will never we'll never have life without polarity.
Seems right.
That full utopian ideal, it's really nice.
Yeah.
But I don't believe it exists. I believe there will always be polarity.
Yeah.
But it's how we respond to it. It's how we act, how we
100% agree.
How we how we respond with it.
When these stresses come into our lives, do we greet it with a smile or do we just get angry and start putting that out to everybody around us, increasing it?
Is it exactly what we need? Or
it's hard to recognize that sometimes.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It can be maddening.
Can be.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have, I mean, it's easy for me to sit here in my, pretty little studio with my fancy instruments and stuff. Can I talk about my book for a second?
Please do.
Sorry, I don't mean to plug.
Let's plug.
But here it goes. The name of the book is The Ninth Octave.
Right.
And it's kind of about this. It's about hearing the frequencies that are higher than what we're actually able to hear right now. As we move from third dimension into fifth dimension, right? And we take in more, or whatever you want to call that. I think the dimensional thing, it's a little...
It's a framework that some people really grab onto.
Yeah, we really got on board with the fifth dimension thing. That was cool.
That kind of felt like it came out of nowhere for me. I was like, why are we all talking about this?
Well, I was with teachers who we were studying it about 15 years ago.
Okay.
And really working with it and not understanding it yet. It was all theory. It was like, what if this and what if that and what does it look like? And now we're here in it. So I think it's a real theory that got kind of over popularized.
Happens.
And kind of watered down.
Right. It became buzzwordy for a certain group.
Super buzzwordy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we are definitely, that's why I'm having really high results with telepathy now.
Right.
Right? Because we're perceiving more. And, our sun has changed. Our atmosphere has changed. Right? Don't know what 3i Atlas is.
We'll get there someday.
We don't know. It's something, though.
And it is definitely something.
I can't wait. Can we do a follow-up once we know?
Yeah. We'll come back and talk about this.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. So the ninth octave, it was one of those things where I woke up one morning and it was coming into my head. And what was coming in is every now and then my guides or whatever, the ones that have been here since I was a child, that appear as pure light.
Yeah.
They just appear as light. Oh, actually, this is a painting of what they look like that I had printed onto fabric.
I like it.
So that I could be around it. So that's what my guides...
Plus, it's a very soothing backdrop.
Doesn't it feel great?
Yeah.
That's because you're in the presence of light. Yeah, pure light. So every now and then they'll drop in and tell me something. And if I move on that thing, it becomes my next big thing. And if I don't move on it, someone else moves on it a year later. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
So I woke up and they were saying the ninth and the human octaves must be met. And I was like, what?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I know. And I was like, what does that mean? They were like, the ninth and the human octaves. And I'm like, okay, I got it. But
Thanks.
what's
Repeating
mean?
it doesn't help
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
But it's all I could get. And so I recorded it, I wrote it down, and I came back. And then one day I was like, is that the name of the book, The Ninth Octave? And they were like, oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yes. So I'm still working into exactly what it is. The more I write the book, the more they come through and show me. But it has to do with the octaves that, like, this is very light in your ear, but would be very loud on a microphone or to, another species.
Right.
And so,
Yeah, still hear it. Yeah.
It's about those octaves, those higher octaves. Okay, so if we're moving from 3D into 5D, higher dimension, right? The frequency is higher in the higher dimension. So the reason that we haven't, it's not like we are moving to another planet, the planet of 5D.
No.
Right? Or getting a new body or anything like that. We stay right here in our same time and space, except we start to perceive more.
Yep.
And so the ninth octave refers to when the octaves get so high that we can't hear it anymore. Well, that's where we're going in fifth dimension.
Sure.
And that's where we're kind of already arriving.
Yeah. That tracks. And that's the chosen title of your book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm looking forward to it, actually.
I'm looking forward to finishing it.
Yeah, would you?
How much time do we have left?
We're at about an hour.
Oh.
So it's about time.
Because there's all these
I know. I have
things.
so many more questions that I want to ask.
I have so much more to say, but
we'll get there.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, everybody, thank you so much on that ending note of how much time do we have left? It's a good question.
How much time do we have left?
And it's as much as we need. And for now, I'm sorry, I'm being such a goof. And anyway,
Go.
Thank you guys.
Run with
everybody, thank you so much for checking this out. Shelly, thank you so much. This is always a treat to see you.
Oh, thank you so much, JT. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Coming here to see me.
Absolutely.
And make this happen and having this conversation. And really, I'm going to embarrass you again, but thank you for being the thread that is kind of tying all of us together, because when our voices come together, it gets stronger. And I do believe that, this is the conversation that people need to hear right now for them to have what they're wanting, not what they don't want, what they do want.
Yeah.
Sovereignty and peace.
Yeah. And I'd like the people that are looking for it to be able to find it. And I think we're all triangulating onto something. I don't know what yet. I hope it's peace.
It will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. All right, gang, that's it for today's episode. A huge thank you to Shelly Reef for taking time to sit down with me. She was incredibly generous to invite me into her studio and home. You caught the story of how we met already, and that whole experience was surreal at the very least. And this conversation felt like a continuation of that. Also, much love to Reed and Brandon for hanging out with me the evening before recording. Good colleagues can make great friends, and I appreciate you guys. And of course, thanks to Team NMS, Anna the Wild Orazan, and Emily Rivers. The show would not exist the way that it does without the efforts of both of you. If you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and comment on the show wherever you are, and please share us with a friend. It really helps us grow and bring on even more incredible guests like Shelly Reef. You can also follow along on Instagram at No More Strangers Podcast to keep the conversation going. Lastly, thank you again for tuning in, and until next time, take care, keep exploring, and as always, I hope that you now have one less stranger in your life.